dismiss history at our peril.
Liberty Nation Radio with Mark Angelides.
Hello and welcome to Liberty Nation Radio, heard coast to coast on the Radio America Network. I'm your host, Mark Angelides. On today's special edition, we are going to be talking what comes next for Donald Trump's legislative agenda. Also, we'll be discussing Antifa, terrorist organizations, and what it means to be labeled as such. Please do remember, Liberty Nation Radio is sponsored by LibertyNation.com. You can access podcasts, breaking news, analysis, and a range of biting and brilliant shows to whet your appetite for freedom and your fondness for the great American Constitution. We're joined by Liberty Nation's editor-at-large, James Fite, to discuss what's next on Donald Trump's legislative agenda. And will Congress be a help or a hindrance for that? Thanks for being here, Jim.
Yeah, it's nice to be here, Mark. Thanks for having me.
So, Jim, you're our, I guess in England, we would call you a policy wonk, as in somebody who follows the tracking of policies and stuff. And that is often used in an affectionate way. So please take.
Yeah, I think it's probably a more polite term for than I might normally hear.
Well, we also have SPADs and SPODs, which are like special policy advice. But anyway, you don't want to be a SPAD or a SPOD. We've seen Donald Trump's second term here, the first 9 months coming up, and he's got one major piece of legislation through, aside from like pocket rescissions, but he's got the one big beautiful bill act through that was quite wide-ranging. It covered a lot of things. There's a lot of things it's covering there, as Donald Trump might say. That's the first time I've ever done an impersonation on air. But I did notice that Greg Gutfeld recently said on his show, he says, when I was a kid, everybody used to do impressions of John Wayne. Now everybody's doing impressions of Donald Trump. It's a cultural shift, but an interesting one. So he had the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. It had a lot of things in it. It was very, very... now, of course, much of that is being contested through law courts, because of course it is. But it was jam-packed. It was jam-packed. My question is, what's following? So there's been a rumor that there's going to be another One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which would really ruin the name of the first one. It should be called the First Big Beautiful Bill Act, right?
Or, Mark, we could say the bigger, more beautiful bill.
Oh, hey, Donald Trump, if you see this, give us a retruth or something.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the one. So, yeah, what would Donald Trump, with the cooperation of Congress, be looking to achieve going forward? Obviously, there's the midterms coming. But he's going to want some legislation to. And I don't mean to say this in like a marionette sort of way, but he's going to want something to dangle in front of the voters and say, this is what we've got on offer. This is why you need to return a Republican House and a Republican Senate, because we're going to get this. I'm sorry, what did you call it? This bigger,
more beautiful bill.
The bigger, more beautiful bill. And what we need is a Republican Senate and House to get this through. I mean, that's pure politics, right? But what does he have, do you think, to offer going forward?
Well, with the new tariffs in place and this new, which, well, actually, I guess it has gone into effect now. The new increased fee on the H-1B work visa. It's like $100,000 fee. That's huge. I wonder if he's the administration has mentioned in White House press releases, when they're talking about increasing the tariffs and increasing these fees, about lowering the tax burden on Americans. And so I wonder if the next big thing, or for anyone who's ever watched the TV show Legend, where the main character, he was a writer, and he was always looking for the coming thing. And I wonder if the coming thing...
Richard Dean Anderson.
Yes.
MacGyver.
That's it. Nicodemus Legend. And he was always looking for the coming thing. And I wonder if the coming thing might not be major tax cuts. more major tax cuts.
Right. So we had the 2017 jobs cuts. No, not jobs cuts. Jobs. I don't know.
Y'all
Like that.
really wanted.
Well, it depends on which side of the aisle.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Those.
They'll call it. But yeah, the tax cuts that were then renewed in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And so to take that even further, that would be quite historic, I think, because I know Donald Trump likes to talk about the historicness, the historicity of every decision he makes, and they're not all of them are that historic.
Use one of my favorite words there, Mark.
Yeah, they're not. Many of them are not unprecedented, as a lot of people like to say. They're not. I mean, sure, they are what they are, but they're not always the historic lows or highs that he says. Right. But if a second round of tax cuts funded by, as you say, the H-1B visa fees are going up to $100,000 per, plus the Trump, is it the Trump Gold Card or something they're calling it, the Gold Visa Card?
The Gold Card, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's like a million.
It makes it sound like a credit card, but
it really does. It really does. But with all that coming in, yeah, there's a chance that, he could probably get a lot of support through Congress for an even deeper tax cut.
Yeah.
But I wonder.
I was going to say, alternatively, or in addition to that, with more and deeper cuts into federal spending, especially some of the ridiculous things that we see, every year with the Festivus report from
Rand Paul, yeah.
Paul, yeah. And we're seeing a lot of the same stuff on the Doge website where they're pointing out all these things. Hey, we're spending this much money to do this ridiculous thing. Why? With deeper cuts there and job cuts, because a lot of what he's been pushing for is a reduction of the overall size of the federal government, which I think he's really hit on. I mean, he's really hit on with the small government conservatives and libertarians here is, put that beast on a diet and slim things up. So cuts for sure. But then of course, perhaps a paying down of debt. Our national debt is at, what's the word we're using here? Unprecedented levels.
Unprecedented levels. Yes. I'm reminded of a fantastic, my favorite Bob Hope film, in fact, which is The Lemon Drop Kid, and he sings a line in it: "Pay down the national debt. No, it doesn't cost a dime to dream," because that's I like many people feel that is never going to happen, Jim.
Yeah, that's it. It should, but anyways, that would be a big selling point, I think.
I think it needs to be
less likely than tax cuts.
It's to actually pay down the debt. It's something that needs to be institutionally instigated, as in each branch of each executive branch, each area of spending needs to continue to reduce on a regular basis.
Come in conjunction with the tax cuts and
but it can't be like one-off cuts, right? It has to be institutional.
Yeah, it has to be permanent reductions.
On an annual basis too. Otherwise, as you say, you need to slim the beast down, and the more you feed it, the fatter it gets. We're going to be back with Jim Fite after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
We dismiss history at our peril. Liberty Nation Radio with Mark Angelides.